After 36 years, Siegel School's Honolulu location will be forced to close after August.
The city made that announcement because of a major parking structure improvement. KITV4's Paul Drews is live on location to explain the situation.
I'm live here on the first floor of the parking level to show you some of the problems that engineers found with this parking structure. Now take a look behind me. Up here on the roof here, you can see all the water and rust stains. Those are an indication of water getting into the concrete and eating away at the rebar, which helps to hold it all together. And on the roof above me is where Siegel Schools is located.
All is quiet during nap time at Siegel Schools. But when it's preschool students get up, there'll be a flurry of activity, just like there's been behind the scenes after the school found out its lease would not be renewed at the end of August.
It usually takes at least a year to notify families of any kind of school closure or relocation effort. We like to give them a whole year to plan what they're going to do with their children, and also it takes at least a year to find a new location, so there's a lot of work ahead of us.
The school has been in downtown for 36 years and has hundreds of students, many from families who work nearby.
A third of our families are city and county employees. They get preference here at this location. It's a city and county employee benefit. We also serve a large majority of first responders, a lot of families at Queens Medical Center.
Perfect spot in town. My wife works at Queens, so it was ideal as far as location.
Adrian Moles picked up his son from preschool and says his daughter also attended Siegel Schools. Even though he and his wife have already found another school for their son to attend this fall, he was disappointed to hear about the school being forced to close.
When we found out about this, it was kind of tough. It was like, I know my wife was nervous because finding the schools aren't easy, so we didn't really know if what the situation is, if they're just booked. We've heard stories of, you can't find daycare, so yeah, so far so good. We got lucky, but we know it's probably tough for a lot of people.
The school may be able to return, but that might not happen for 3 or 4 years, as that's how long the rehabilitation of the parking structure is expected to take.
And over the years, that waterproofing has deteriorated to the point where structure has become damaged. And damaged is a wide description. It could be little damage or a lot of damage. We're already seeing that it's a lot damaged.
As part of this major rehab, crews will first spend the rest of this year determining the extent of the damage. Then parts of the structure will be demolished so repairs can take place.
There will be very large gaping holes in the structure, in the roof and in the first floor. We anticipate that because the damage is pretty severe.
And the worst of the damage is right under the school. Well, the city has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars each year to patch pieces of concrete. Now it will spend up to $40 million to permanently fix and replace the waterproofing and rebuild the structure so it will safely last another 40 to 50 years.
The goal here is not to do Band-Aids or temporary fixes. The goal here is to once we have this open, is to finish the project all the way.
Now, what city engineers don't know yet at this point is whether or not they'll be able to do this major project in smaller sections. If they're able to, they'll be able to preserve some of the parking here at this parking structure. And along with the structural work that will need to be done, they'll also modernize this area, adding more parking and charging for electric vehicles. Reporting live, Paul Drews, KITV4 Island News.